man is the winningest car owner in ARCA history, Harold Steele. All of those victories and 3 championships have come with his son Tim behind the wheel of the HS Dye 16. 38 times they've been to victory lane. Second in line is this man, Larry Clement. He and his team have picked up 25 wins over the many seasons. All of those have come with Frank Kimmel as the driver. 2 times they've been the series champions. Today, those teams will line up first and second, each looking to add another line to their ARCA record book pages. We're at Kentucky Superspeedway for the ARCA Remax Series, next on Speed Vision. Hello again, everyone. Welcome to the Kentucky Speedway in Sparta, Kentucky, not too far from Cincinnati. Today, the Kentucky ARCA 150 here on Speed Vision. I'm Rick Benjamin, joined again by 2-time series champion Bill Venturini. Don Radeball will be on pit road for us here today as we take a look at the season standings. Just a couple of races in this 21-event season. Good crowd on hand here today. 5 races complete, Bill. Frank Kimmel with 155 points. The margin over Tim Steele. Your team sits 7th in the points right now as we get ready to go racing here today. Don Radeball standing by on pit road with Mike Swaim Jr.
Thanks, Rick. While the world changes constantly, some things do remain the same. I'm referring to our pole sitter, Frank Kimmel. No surprise here. It's his 4th pole of 6 tries here in 2001. He'll have his good buddy alongside Tim Steele, the 3-time ARCA champion. This dynamic duel has occupied the last 3 ARCA front row. That leads us to inside row number 2, where Mike Swaim Jr. is standing alongside the High Point, North Carolina driver. Very tough. He finished 2nd last week at Gateway International Raceway. But how about it, Mike? You've got a very quick front row ahead of you there. Can you get the job done? Can you hang with Kimmel and Steele here today?
I certainly believe we can. We had a great happy hour with the Dynatech Chevy Monte Carlo, and Keith Strunk's been doing a great job as crew chief, and the guys have been working really hard, so I'm looking forward to a good day.
One additional note on this crew, the crew chief on this machine is Keith Strunk, who, by the way, was the champion crew chief for Bill Baird back in 1999.
Gentlemen, start your engines!
Coverage of the ARCA Remax Series is being brought to you by Remax. In the race to sell homes, our track record is second to none. Remax, outstanding agents, outstanding results. And by Cornwell Quality Tools. Professional mechanics worldwide choose Cornwell, the official tools of ARCA. And by Suzuki ATVs, makers of the Quadmaster 500 4x4. It has the performance to keep you rolling.
Buying or selling a home can mean the weight of the world on your shoulders. A Remax agent can lighten that load. Averaging more than 13 years experience, Remax agents have the knowledge and expertise to free you of paperwork and do everything in their power to make hassles disappear. Our agents work the kind of practical magic that lets you take your life to the next level. When you're ready to buy or sell, call Remax.
Would you please get out of the kitchen?
There's no better feeling than that of a job well done. And nothing helps you do the job better than America's #1 filter, Fram.
The feeling is familiar. The car is zoom, zoom, zoom. The all-new Mazda Protege 5.
Yeah, zoom, 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 zoom. Zoom, zoom, zoom. Yeah.
Same feeling. New form.
All roads lead to Speed Vision, as this June, Speed Vision celebrates the great race with live coverage of Grand Slam road racing at the 24 Hours of Le Mans. And the premiere of the classic race film Le Mans, starring Steve McQueen.
This is a professional blood sport.
June 16th, this live coverage of the 24 Hours of Le Mans, followed by the classic racing film Le Mans.
There's no better feeling than that of a job well done. And nothing helps you do the job better than America's #1 filter, Fram.
Welcome back to Kentucky Speedway in Sparta, Kentucky for the ARCA Remax Series here on Speed Vision, the Kentucky ARCA 150 today. Our starting lineup looks like this. Again, Frank Kimmel, Tim Steele on row number 1. We've seen that movie before this year. Second row, quick Mike Swaim Jr. in the 22 and young Jason Jarrett in the 67 car.
Row 3, Andy Belmont in America Online Ford. Next to him, hometown favorite, Willie Green. Row 4, Darrell Lanigan in a Ford. Next to him, Ed Barrier driving the number 19 Chevrolet.
Fifth row, John Metcalf from Colorado in the 05 and Philip Cranopus in the Michael Cranopus 8 car. Next row, Robert Burrows. He was strong at Gateway from Laurel, Mississippi in the 53 and Billy Venturini out of North Carolina in the 25 car.
Inside row 7, the coach, Jerry Glanville, and next to him, Rich Woodland out of Concord, North Carolina. Inside row 8, Chase Montgomery, next to him, A.J. Henderson driving the Engineered Components Ford.
Ninth row, Rick Markle from Mooresville, North Carolina in the 60 car, and Jeff Falk, Joe's son, from Chesapeake, Virginia in the 91. And in row 10, Cincinnati area veteran Jeep Flum in the 86. That's a Chevrolet. And Joe Cooksey from Illinois in the 51 car.
Inside row 11, Chuck Weber out of Texas, and next to him, Jeff Alsop driving the Ford. Inside row 12, second-generation driver Todd Bowser. Next to him, Jeff Caudle driving a Chevrolet.
13th row, Charlie Schaefer, the 28 car. That's a Chevrolet. And Norm Benning from Pittsburgh in his Benning Racing 84 car. Next up, Greg Sarr from Columbus, Ohio, the 38. And Tim Burrell from Birmingham, Alabama in the 30 car. And that's a Ford.
Inside row 15, Larry Hollenbeck. And next to him, Darrell Basham driving a Chevrolet. Row 16, inside, Bill Eversole in a Ford. And next to him, Kevin Belmont also driving a Ford.
17th row, Eric Martin from Tennessee in the 56. Dick Tracy from Columbus, Georgia in the 02 car. Ron Cox and Donnie Morlock will make up the next row, the 18th row here today.
Row 19, Todd Antrikin driving a Chevrolet, and next to him, Tony Altieri.
And Brad Smith and Mark Hawkinsmith will round out the field from Michigan and from Kentucky. 40 drivers ready to do battle, over 150 miles on this mile-and-a-half paved oval for $170,000. Now we jump on board with your pole sitter, Frank Kimmel, in the 46. He's won 2 in a row, going for 3 here today from the top starting spot, and we'll ride with him. Jason Jarrett will also take us for a ride in his 67 car. He lines up 4th in the Biomet Pontiac. He was quick at Gateway a week ago, too. And also, we'll go for a ride with John Metcalf during the Remax Chevrolet, the 05 car. Metcalf will line up toward the front of the field as well.
Well, we're at Kentucky Speedway, which is one of the nicest facilities in the country. I got to tell you, the garage area is beautiful, the racing surface is beautiful, and so is the weather. You couldn't ask for a better day. Look at this, 77 degrees out, sunny. I mean, just perfect. And the crowd, good crowd. I think we're going to have a great day of racing today.
40 drivers about ready to get down to business. Kimmel will lead him to green from the pole starting spot here today. He's got a good win streak. He's been strong all year. He's the point leader by 150 over Tim Steele.
Do you think you can hear me? Frank, take that rearview mirror off so we can see better out the windshield. I'd rather, I don't like that view. I can't see all the racetrack.
This is a wide racetrack as well. Green flag is in the air. Safety car is in. We're racing at Kentucky. Steele from the outside of the front row trying to get up alongside Kimmel and grab the lead down into turn 1.
Yeah, it doesn't look like Frank wants to give it up right now. Frank's staying low, tight, coming off the corner good and hard. And like you said, wide racetrack, you can run 4 wide at this racetrack, and it doesn't affect you.
Kimmel to the low side, Steele up high. Kimmel will have the lead by a car length as we work on lap number 1. By more than a car length as they head to the trioval.
Okay, now this is not a repeat from last week and the week before. We're at a different racing venue right now.
This is a banked super speedway, just a couple of seasons old, built by Jerry Carroll, the owner of Turfway Park in Cincinnati, and kind of betting on the come. They put this track together without the promise of a Winston Cup date or anything close to it.
No, and I got to tell you, I said it before, this is a very nice facility. They take good care of the competitors. We have a beautiful garage area, and every car has their own garage. It's really nice.
Jason Jarrett with a really nice run so far early in the 67. He sits 3rd. Mike Swaim in the 22 car rides 4th. They started opposite positions. Swaim started in the 3rd spot, so Jarrett got by him on the drop of the green, and he's trying to get up close to the 2nd place car, the 16 of Tim Steele.
Yeah, right now it looks like everybody's kind of spread out. I mean, there's no side-by-side racing right now, and everybody's kind of just settling in.
On board with Jason Jarrett, a little further back, Billy Venturini in the 25 car running in 8th spot. Battling with the 05, John Metcalf steering the 05 today. Venturini to the high side to take the spot away from him.
Oh, it comes off the corner really good. I see that. He's pulling Metcalf by a few car lengths there. You know, this is our first time with this race car. We just bought this car from the Kellogg's team from Hendrick Motorsports. So this is our first actual race with this car. So we're kind of little anticipation on what's going to happen.
Got a yellow. Caution flag. Yellow is out for the first time today. There's been a spin on the racetrack by the 81 car, driven by the coach, Jerry Glanville. He's got it pointed in the right direction, and he's back underway. So the 81 car will rejoin the field a little deeper in the pack this time after that spin around. We're early in the going in Kentucky. We'll be right back.
If you're looking for something a little different in a boat, then I've got something for you. It's lightweight, versatile, and inexpensive. And this boat is sure to turn heads when it hits the water. It's called a Craig Cat. And man, is it fun. Whether you're a fisherman, diver, or a fun-loving boater, you're gonna love this super comfortable and stable all-new approach to boating. To find out more about America's hottest new exhilarating water sport, phone us or visit our website at craigcat.com.
Did you ever see that movie, You've Got Mail? Where this guy and girl fall in love emailing each other a bunch of times? Anyway, they finally meet face to face, and there's this big romantic kiss. You know the movie I'm talking about? Did you ever see that one? Well, this guy didn't. Ford F-Series Super Duty. Built Ford tough.
Introducing new Armor All Protectant Wipes. Armor All Shine and Protection, now in a wipe.
Welcome back to Kentucky Speedway, Sparta, Kentucky, not too far from Cincinnati, the ARCA Re Series here on Speed Vision. I'm Rick Benjamin with Bill Venturini. Don Radabaugh is on pit road. And your restart leader is pole sitter Frank Kimmel. Tim Steele lines up second. Jason Jarrett goes third ahead of Mike Swain. And we are back underway, and Kimmel opens up a couple of car lengths. Steele, though, able to stay with him this time.
I just saw some smoke come off the back of Frank Kimmel's car when he got in the middle of the corner of 1 and 2. Let's see if we can see it again in 3 and 4.
Down the long back chute here at Kentucky on board. Jason Jarrett riding third. Take a look up ahead is Steele, and in front of him, Kimmel. Can't see any smoke from this angle, but we're pretty far back. Up through the trial. We're kind of downhill here out of turn 4 to the start-finish line. And look at that. Mike Swain in the 22 has some speed build up, and he rolls right on by to take the spot away from Jarrett.
And along with that, he drags Darrell Lanigan right with him.
Lanigan, a local driver as well, and a great dirt track late model star in that 29 car. He sits 4th right now, so Jarrett back in 5th spot.
You see they're going around a slow car right now, and Jason Jarrett's taking a little higher lane right now.
Giving some of those drivers with not as much experience plenty of room on a very wide trade racetrack here at Kentucky Speedway. We stay inside Jarrett's machine. Looking ahead at Mike Swain's car. Swain has pulled away quickly.
Yeah, you can see as they use this whole racetrack, even though it's a wide racetrack, they go down low in the center of the corner. They come up right up to the wall. They run down the back straight high up against the wall, and then they go back down to the bottom in the corners.
Billy Venturini in the 25 car. Your machine, Bill, sitting in 8th spot. Good run in the early going.
Yeah, got to get used to the blue colors again. We were running a white car for a while. Now we're back to our old colors blue here with Jeff Weiler. He's a Chevrolet dealer here in Cincinnati. He sponsors us here for the Kentucky races.
John Metcalf in the 05 taking you for a ride down the front straightaway here in Kentucky and into the corner.
Yeah, it looks like he gets in the corner a little better than Billy, so we're going to have to watch that.
Riding with Metcalf in the 05 machine. Now Metcalf draws up behind the 25. We look back a little deeper. There's Robert Burrows' machine in the 53. He sits in 10th ahead of Andy Belmont's 1 car.
Yeah, you know, you mentioned John Metcalf driving that 05 car, the Remax car. That's the same car that Rick Corelli drove last week. Same car owner, but they're going to be doing drivers switching duties this year, too.
Metcalf now alongside Venturini for 8th spot to the inside. He will sneak by. Belmont putting some pressure on Burrows for 10th meantime. And Metcalf now pulling away from the 25 car. So the 05 pretty quick here in the early going.
Yeah, you can see he gets down into the corner, right down on the white line there. That's perfect flying right now for John Metcalf.
Metcalf ahead of Venturini in the Permatex Jeff Weiler machine. Metcalf lapping by another car down the front stretch. A good look at just how well built this Speedway is and how wide and smooth it is.
Yeah, it's really a smooth racetrack, and you'd think you need a lot of brake, but the banking really, the cars go into the corners really tight. The banking holds them. You don't use a lot of brake. You do use some, but you don't use nowhere near like we had last week at Gateway.
Good battle a little further back in the pack. Burrows there. Jason Garrett, meantime, running at 5th spot. And there's Philip Cranifus going by in that unsponsored 8 car.
Yeah, that's Willie Green. He's taken right with him. The Kentucky hometown favorite driver here.
Willie Green and Darrell Lanigan have spent a lot of time on the dirt tracks in this part of the world. Lanigan particularly a veteran of national dirt track racing.
And well, Willie Green, you got to remember, if you guys remember ARCA, his father, Bill Green, that's who I raced with. This guy's, I'm racing with, now we're racing with all second-generation drivers. I raced with his father, now this son's racing with my son.
Of course, Philip Cranifus, the son of Michael Cranifus, Winston Cup car owner for many years. Willie Green in the 97 car rides 6th. It's not easy to come into this series at any time, especially here when you go to a major speedway for the first time. I'm impressed with Willie Green's effort here so far. Caution on the speedway, Rick Markle in the 60 car, the RaceDayAd.com machine. He has spun and whacked the wall, so we're under caution once again.
I've always loved working on computers, and in the Army, that's what I do. I set up networks, I troubleshoot, I basically do things I would have never dreamed I'd been able to do before.
If you never thought about the U.S. Army or Army Reserve, think about this. There are 212 ways for you to become a soldier and work at a job you'll love. Call for this free video to find out which job is right for you.
I'd never really thought of the Army as a choice.
Your free video will also give you an idea of what Army life is like, how you can earn money for college, even what questions to ask your recruiter.
I'm going to walk away with a lot of memories, a lot of friends, and something that's going to change me for the rest of my life.
Call 1-800-959-ARMY for your free video and discover the 212 ways you can be an Army of One.
If you would ask me a year ago if I'd be here doing this, I could have never imagined it. I love what I do. I love doing it for the Army.
In the race to sell homes, success goes to the most experienced, the best trained, the hardest driven. At RE/MAX, our success is your success, and our track record is second to none. RE/MAX, outstanding agents, outstanding results.
Wednesday night, Speed Vision turns on Moto Madness. With everything you need to know and all the muscle you need to stay ahead of the pack. That's Motor Trend TV at 7:30 Eastern, American Muscle Car at 8, and Dream Car Garage at 8:30 every week on Speed Vision.
Welcome back to Kentucky. Under caution for the second time today. Your Suzuki Field Summary. Frank Kimmel leading Tim Steele, Mike Swaim, Darrell Lanigan, and Philip Cranifus. Jeff Falk is 9th. Andy Belmont is 10th. Jason Jarrett up in 7th spot. We're early in the going of this 150-miler. Sunny skies, great crowd on hand, and a beautiful venue for the ARCA RE/MAX Series as we are about ready to get down to business here in just a couple of moments. Good field of race cars, too. 40 take the green today. On the outside, it is the 46 of Kimmel, the 16 of Steele, the 22 of Mike Swaim. Your lead lap cars at the head of the field. Green flag in the air, and we're back underway. Cranifus back there in 5th spot. Looking to make a move and get up into contention here in the early going.
Look at Frank slip up a little, taking the second groove going into the corner. Kind of looked like it opened the door for Tim Steele. He thought, here's my chance, but as they run down the back straightaway, Frank's able to pull him.
Kimmel dives low into the corner. Steele falls back about 5 or 6 car lengths, riding in 2nd. HS Dive Ford Taurus out of Michigan. Swaim in 3rd spot, trying to hold on against Darrell Lanigan. Now Lanigan, I believe, making his first ARCA start of the season, but he's got NASCAR Busch Series experience a few years ago and runs selected ARCA races, and of course has tons of laps in on some of the fastest and best dirt tracks in the country, so he knows what he's doing out there.
Yeah, this Darrell Lanigan isn't a rookie to ARCA either. You know, he's run, like you said, he's run some good speedways, and he's always fast.
Lanigan in the 29 car powers underneath Swaim for third spot. Philip Cranifus right there, too, in the 8 car. He is fifth. Swaim, who thought he brought a good race car here this weekend, unable to hold off the part-timer Lanigan.
And Philip Cranifus running right behind Swaim's been able to hold his own. Good run right now for the young rookie.
Cranifus has struggled as he has tried to build experience. Went into ASA racing a year ago and didn't complete the season. Had a hard wreck at I-70 Speedway and thought he'd take a little time off. Went back to running local late models, but he's been very good here this weekend on board with Jason Jarrett.
Yeah, right now we're looking out the window. Jason Jarrett looking at the back bumper of Willie Green out of Kentucky, who's really running good today. You know, Willie Green, he's never come here before with, I felt, with the right equipment. This year he decided, him and his dad, I guess, to put together a strong program. They feel they can win now, and they're showing that they're top running right now.
They're in the WildwoodInn.com Ford, the 97 car. Green started in 6th spot. He's hanging right in there in the top group of cars. He's got Jason Jarrett behind him. Willie is 6th. Jason is 7th in the 67.
And he's looking underneath Philip Cranifus right now for 5th.
Through the tri-oval, Cranifus in the white 8 car for MK Racing out of North Carolina, Michael Cranifus' team. They, of course, field this car for Shauna Robinson on many occasions in ARCA, and they're going to make their first foray into Winston Cup with Shauna later this year.
Looking outside, looking inside. He's really testing that rookie Philip Cranifus right now.
As they get racing, that allows Swaim to pull away a little bit from Cranifus. Meantime, here's Jerry Glanville, the coach, after that spin. Not bad. In 13th place. We talked to him this weekend about his racing effort.
We enjoy competing, enjoy racing. We've been drag racing this summer, and as soon as we got in the car here with ARCA at Kentucky, running a few laps, you wonder why you hadn't been at all the races. It's just, you just get that adrenaline going, you get that good feeling, and there's nothing like running wide open for a couple hours, and that's what we're going to try to do here today.
Jerry Glanville, very quick on the racetrack, has good equipment. He's run some NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series events and has run some Winston West races as well. Back on board the Remax Chevrolet. John Metcalf driving this weekend, 614th, the car that Rick Corelli has run a couple of times with some success this year.
Yeah, I can relate to what the coach said about drag racing and stock car racing. I mean, I drag raced many, many years ago, and you get in a stock car, you're able to race for a couple hours, where in drag racing, it's done in a few seconds.
Very true. Looking at the battle for the lead, your leader is Kimmel in the black and red 46 car. He's got about 7 or 8 car lengths over Tim Steele's 16 machine.
You know what I've noticed? Frank Kimmel doesn't even slow it. I was just going to say, he doesn't even slow up for lap traffic.
Now, you can't go flat out all the way around a track like Kentucky.
No, you can't flat-foot it, but let me tell you, Frank Kimmel is definitely pushing the envelope right now. He is pedaling as fast as he can. Oh, he's waving now.
He's got his glove hand up.
That's why he got a caution.
On the Speedway. There's a problem on the racetrack. We're told the 91 car, Jeff Falk, has bent that machine up big time. He's evidently spun the Superior Logistics Services Chevrolet and backed it into the wall pretty hard. That's a car fielded by his dad, Joe Falk, who ran in Winston Cup for several years.
That's the second car this year that I've seen Mr. Falk kind of shorten up a little.
Out of Chesapeake, Virginia, that car will need some severe body work to be put back in shape. He'll bring it around Jeff Will to pit road to the attention of the crew, but looks as though he shifted the front end on that car a little bit too with that hard impact. Kimmel, your leader, will come to pit road, make his first stop of the afternoon here. All the leaders, in fact, will come down onto pit road. Steele will stop. Lanigan is in, along with Kimmel and Mike Swaim. Philip Cranifus is there too. Let's find out what's going on pit road. Here's Don.
So here he is, the leader, Frank Kimmel, on pit road, and yes, I can see oil on the side of that race car, the left side of the 46 car. It had been reported that the leader, Frank Kimmel, had been losing oil. It may be a power steering pump that's gone bad on Frank Kimmel's Ford, because he says his steering is beginning to go away on this machine. Other than that, the handle is great. Look at 4 new Hoosier tires. He's down and away.
So Kimmel is away cleanly, but we'll have to find out if he's lost his power steering. That certainly would handicap him here on a high-speed racetrack.
Yeah, you can't drive that long without power steering around here.
We'll come back for the green in Kentucky.
Are you ready to start your career in the lucrative marine repair business? There are over 16 million boats registered in the U.S. Sooner or later, they'll need service.
The American Marine Institute gave me the skills and competence level that I needed to open my own marine repair business in beautiful Naples, Florida.
All of AMI's industry-tested programs are taught by highly trained instructors. Graduates will be qualified to service all makes of marine engines and related systems. Classes start every 5 weeks. Don't hesitate. Call now. Job placement service provided.
So many baths, so little time. Time this. Gotta be Grand Prix drivers.
It's the wide track attack. Nothing sticks to the curves like the Pontiac Grand Prix with wide track handling. Wider is better.
I thought only bass had big mouths.
The Calgary Stampede opens the gate to the untamed fury of the West's wildest horses. The heart-stopping action of the most dangerous 8 seconds in rodeo. And Calgary's own Chuck Wagon races. 10 days of action. July 7th through the 16th at 7 p.m. Only on OLN.
Welcome back to Kentucky Speedway, the ARCA Remax Series here on Speed Vision. Frank Kimmel will have the restart pole, but there are concerns on pit road about his possible loss of the power steering pump.
Bill, we did notice some oil on the side of the race car. Have you lost the power steering altogether?
Yeah, the power steering's gone. We were going to look at it and see if we can fix it, but Frank said don't worry about it, so I think I can make it to the end, so we'll just keep going.
How much harder is one of these big old 3,400-pound steel tanks to steer without the power steering pump?
Well, actually, it's really tough on the yellow. As long as you don't get any kind of a bind, I think you'll be fine. If he has to really get to where he has to race, he'll probably have to slow down a little bit then. So if we can get back out in front and get ahead, then I think we'll be okay.
Well, we'll see if Kimmel is able to get to the front of the 46 car. Pole sitter, he's led all the way so far, but the green is out, and John Metcalf has the restart lead in the 05. Kimmel restarts in 4th spot, quickly by 1 car. Kimmel wasting no time trying to get the 46 car to the point.
Well, it sure does look like Kimmel's easily manhandling that car right now without power steering.
Metcalf in the 05, Kimmel to the inside of a slower car. He'll try to track down the Remax Chevrolet. They'll swing outside Metcalf's machine quickly and right to the point. Here's how it looks from the 2nd place machine.
You know, you got to remember, Bill Kimmel made a comment about Frank being able to drive the car without power steering. Remember, when I was racing, we didn't have power steering.
For at least a while during your career, I know that's true.
I remember when power steering came in, and the old saying was, what kind of wimp wants to race a car with power steering? After we put it on, we realized the big advantages of it. But, you know, and you got to remember, this car is a little harder to drive when you have power steering and the pump goes out versus a car that has a manual steering box.
I was going to ask, did they cut the belt off that car?
I don't know what I don't know what kind of problem they're having. If the pump is bad, yeah, the best thing to do is cut the belt off, as long as it's just running the power steering pump itself. But you know, if it's not a bad pump and you've just got something, a leak or something, I'd run it, let it, you know, whatever assist you can get with the power steering, let it do its help and work from there. You know, Frank's not a little guy; he's a big guy. Frank's going to be able to handle this. And when you have a fast race car, a lot of problems don't seem to bother you.
Metcalf in the 05 has 2nd spot. Kimmel has pulled away. The 3 cars have opened up quite a bit of distance on the 4th place machine and on back. Riding with Jason Jarrett in the 67 car. He sits 5th in that Biomet Pontiac. He's been able to run toward the front, but he hasn't been able to get up and challenge Steele or Kimmel yet.
No, and Jason Jarrett's been doing a good job all year long. He's been able to keep that car running up in the top 5.
Oh, trouble for Jarrett. Right into the wall at the end of the straightaway. Looked like he may have cut down a tire. He went hard into the fence.
Yeah, just going into the corner, I thought I heard a noise. I saw the car drop down, and it just went straight right.
That is a scary moment for the 67 machine and young Jason Jarrett. He never turned left into the corner. The car went right up the racetrack and banged the wall. A good shot. Caution is out for the 2nd time here today at the Kentucky Speedway for the wreck by young Jason Jarrett. So the field will slow back down, and it'll give some of the teams an opportunity perhaps to come back to pit road. Window net's still up on the 67 car, and that's not a good sign. Now we see Jason wiggling around in the car. He will drop the net to indicate to the safety crew he's okay. Let's take another look at it. The purple car coming into the corner, he started down but then turned right up toward the wall, and you can see tire marks there where he was evidently hard on the brakes.
Yeah, you could see the car that never even tried to turn left. It just went straight ahead into the wall.
Guess would be that perhaps the right front tire might have gone down. Here it is from on board the 67. And you could hear him dragging the brakes as he went into the wall.
Yeah, he knew he was in trouble when he got off the gas pedal and the car didn't start to turn.
So Jason Jarrett with the window net down, he's unbuckling. He's got the side nets up as well to help restrain him in the seat, keep his head where it needs to be. So it'll take him a moment to get those nets down and climb out, but the safety crew is there. They'll hook the 67 back to the pit area. Good news that Jason Jarrett is okay. Under caution once again in Kentucky. We'll be back.
I've always loved working on computers, and in the Army, that's what I do. I set up networks, I troubleshoot, I basically do things I would have never dreamed I'd been able to do before.
If you never thought about the U.S. Army or Army Reserve, think about this. There are 212 ways for you to become a soldier and work at a job you'll love. Call for this free video to find out which job is right for you.
I'd never really thought of the Army as a choice.
Your free video will also give you an idea of what Army life is like, how you can earn money for college, even what questions to ask your recruiter.
I'm going to walk away with a lot of memories, a lot of friends, and something that's going to change me for the rest of my life.
Call 1-800-959-ARMY for your free video and discover the 212 ways you can be an Army of One.
If you would ask me a year ago if I'd be here doing this, I could have never imagined it. I love what I do. I love doing it for the Army.
In the race to sell homes, success goes to the most experienced, the best trained, the hardest driven. At RE/MAX, our success is your success, and our track record is second to none. RE/MAX, outstanding agents, outstanding results.
The feeling is familiar. The car isn't. The all-new Mazda Protege 5.
Yeah, zoom, 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 zoom. Zoom, zoom, zoom. Yeah.
Same feeling. New form.
Welcome back to the Kentucky Speedway in Sparta, Kentucky. The ARCA Re-MAX Series here on Speed Vision. I'm Rick Benjamin with Bill Venturini. Don Radabaugh's on pit road. We're back underway after the Jason Jarrett incident and the caution coming out. Frank Kimmel in the 46 car jets away after the drop of the green. The 05 of Metcalf hanging in there. And here comes Tim Steele on the low side. He wants second. Robert Burrows right with him. I'm really impressed with the run Burrows is putting on here today.
Robert Burrows, I said it earlier, he's been really, really good in the last couple of races, and nice guy. You know, I tease him about being so small because he's a real short guy, but and he's an older guy, but really nice. We've pitted next to him a few times, and they're a pleasure to race with.
Burrows trailing the 05 of Metcalf, battling for third. Here comes Andy Belmont up to join the fun in the one car. Belmont right behind Burrows now. He sits in fifth spot. Philip Kranovus back there in the white 8 car. That is a Ford, of course.
You know what? You notice this racetrack, and what I like about it is everybody seems to get racy at some point in the race. You know, it's not like everyone sits back and waits. It depends on how they feel the car is working. But this is a racetrack. You can run high. You can run low. You don't have to have the car working just on the bottom. You can run fast anywhere on this racetrack.
Terrific venue for Indy cars as well here in Kentucky. Jason Jarrett back to the garage area after wrecking in the 67. Don is ready to talk to him.
Jason Jarrett has climbed from his broken number 67 car. Car's a mess, Jason, but you're okay. Great to see. Can you tell what happened out there?
It just felt like a right front tire went down or something broke on the right front, because as soon as I turned the wheel to get into 3, thing just kind of fell over on the right front and kept going straight, and I just knew I was along for the ride then. But we had a hell of a pit stop. We came out right behind Kimmel, which, you know, once it cycled through, we probably would have been back to second or third place. It's just the way it goes some days. We just have to pick up and go to Charlotte now.
So a short afternoon for that 67 team, but Jason Jarrett's getting his sea legs here in the ARCA Series.
Yeah, did you see over his shoulder those garage areas I was telling you about? See how nice they are? I mean, they're painted, sealed floors, and one garage stall per car. It's really beautiful. Now we're watching Joe Cooksey and the coach going at it.
Good battle for position back deeper in the field. Jerry Glanville turning in a good ride after spinning the 81 car earlier. He's come back. He was running 13th earlier. He and Cooksey in a good battle for position right here.
Well, the coach had a fast race car in practice and qualifying. You know, he just happened to have a problem, I guess it was like second or third lap, but he's showing that that race car is still good.
The 6th car, Chase Montgomery from Mount Juliet, Tennessee, the Montgomery Peterson Chevrolet, that white machine, he's in the middle of that battle as well, moving to the high side there, going around Cooksey, following Glanville. So they have dispatched Cooksey's race car. Looks like the 48 car also in that group of machines, battling for position there. Donnie Morlock from Largo, Florida.
You know, earlier we were talking about how nice this facility is, and I'll tell you one of the key reasons is that, we're watching Mike Swain right now running 8th, but I think the key reason why this facility is so nice is because Darrell Waltrip had a lot to do with the input on how this place was built. He's on the board of directors here at the Speedway, and they asked his opinion on the garages, the racing surface, the stands. Everything is just so nice here.
They put in a lot of effort to make this track a reality, and it has just been a wonderful place to come and visit. Philip Granifus, speaking of wonderful, doing a very nice job in that 8 car today at the head of this group of cars. Burroughs and the 1 of Belmont fighting it out for positions in the top 5.
Yeah, look at Andy Belmont, looking inside, looking outside. And right behind him is Willie Green.
Mike Swain there, too, in the 22 car. Swain was so strong at the Gateway several days ago. Frank Kimmel still leading in the 46, and look how much oil is coming out of the front end of that car.
You can definitely see coming out of the wheel wells out of the engine compartment is definitely a lot of oil.
Remember, we told you earlier, Kimmel lost the power steering in that machine. And that could well be power steering fluid that's leaked out of the pump or
that's also an awful lot of fluid. I'm kind of wondering if he's got something else wrong with it also. But, you know, they said he had a power steering pump problem. It's not working, and he's got definitely manhandling in a car right now.
Tim Steele running 2nd in the 16 car. You say not much fluid. What would be in a power steering pump?
It probably total between the pump and the reservoir tank is probably about 1 quart.
That's a lot more than a quart's worth of liquid.
Well, that's what I'm saying. But you got to remember, oil is very deceiving. It picks up a lot of dirt, and it looks a lot worse than what it is.
We're still early in the going at Kentucky, and Kimmel shows the way.
Are you ready to start your career in the lucrative marine repair business? There are over 16 million boats registered in the U.S. Sooner or later, they'll need service.
As an AMI certified marine mechanic, I've acquired the skills, knowledge, and confidence to provide my customers with professional quality service.
All of AMI's industry-tested programs are taught by highly trained instructors. Graduates will be qualified to service all makes of marine engines and related systems. Classes start every 5 weeks. Don't hesitate. Call now. Job placement service provided.
There's no better feeling than that of a job well done. And nothing helps you do the job better than America's #1 filter, Fram.
Chevy Tahoe offers a 3rd row of seats that's light and easier to handle than anything else out there. Chevy Tahoe, like a rock.
Introducing new Armor All Protectant Wipes. Armor All Shine and Protection, now in a wipe.
There's no better feeling than that of a job well done. And nothing helps you do the job better than America's #1 filter, Fram.
It happens here and only here. You get every race, every moment live. Speed Vision, the Formula One season. This weekend, the big boys continue the fight as F1 crosses the Atlantic. Friday practice, Saturday qualifying, and Sunday the Canadian GP Live.
Back at the Kentucky Speedway in Sparta, just across the river from Cincinnati. The The ARCA Remax Series here on Speed Vision. Good battle for 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th, and 9th. Robert Burrows has 5th spot there in the 53. Mike Swaim, Andy Belmont right with him. Willie Green, the 29 of Darrell Lanigan, all want a sniff of that position.
Did you notice every time they go in the corner, one guy will go low and the guy behind him will go high, and then someone will go low and go high, and they're not staying. I mean, they don't care which lane they're in or which corner they're in. They're just trying all different grooves right now.
As wide as this racetrack is, you'd think running the bottom, at least in the corners, would make a lot of sense. Most people are doing that, but you can be racy up in the middle of the track.
Yeah, and it depends. If your car won't go down to the bottom, if it's a little too tight and it wants to push up, you can run the second groove and not pinch the car down and still be fast.
That group of 5 machines lapping by the 75. Bob Shack's car being driven today by a different driver. They've rented that car out today to a different pilot. The Larry Hollenbeck-driven machine today. He moves over, lets the faster cars get by.
Robert Burrows slipped a little going through the tri-oval, I guess, by the start-finish line, and Mike Swaim's able to get underneath him.
Good battle for 5th through 9th spots here at Kentucky Speedway. Andy Belmont on the 1 car trying to get up and contend. Ron Cox is just in front of these machines. Lanigan in the 29 has run as high as 5th today. He's fallen back just a little bit here.
And Burrows at one point was up to 3rd.
Got a lot of racing yet to come here this afternoon, so these guys may well be able to get back up into contention before the checkered flag falls today.
Mike Swaim's been able to break away from this 5-car pack right now. He got out in front, and now he's starting to pull away.
Noticed at Gateway several days ago, Bill, that Swaim and his team, they seem to do better as the race goes on. They seem to be really good at adjusting the car, getting him back up into contention.
You know, it's funny you should say that. That's a key on how you win races.
Yeah.
You don't want to be fast. I mean, you want to be fast all the time. But if you're going to be your best and you're going to be the fastest, it's towards the end of the race. That's when you win the race. And our team, me and my son Billy, we've worked at that. We're not going to worry about how fast we are off the bat the first 50 laps of the race. We want our car to be the best towards the end of the race.
Speaking of fast all the time, that's what you'd have to say about Frank Kimmel and his team. They have fought through some adversity today with a failed power steering pump. Kimmel dominating the show here in Kentucky.
You know, jokingly, I've made the comment before, you know, maybe we should go break something on Kimmel's car before the start of the race. But look it doesn't matter. Break his power steering, the son of a gun still goes out and walks away from him.
Kimmel just wiring the field here in the 46. We thought Tim Steele might well have something for Kimmel today, but doesn't look that way.
You see the tape on the grill, Rick? You notice in different locations in different parts of the grill? That's for aerodynamics. Believe it or not, where you put the tape on the grill will help turn the car in the corner. We have found that, especially with the new 2001 bodies, with the Taurus and the Monte Carlos, where you put that tape location, where you tape it off, will actually help turn the car better. That's why you'll see a lot of guys will have the left side of the grill taped off more than the right side. It's to help give you more front downforce.
And that's the design that Kimmel's using on the nose of that Ford Taurus, the 46 car. Steele, meantime, rides in second, unchallenged for the spot, but he's just not as strong as Kimmel.
No, and I'm sure Tim's starting to get a little frustrated this year because he seems to be, you know, like running second best.
Yeah.
You know, but with what the program Kimmel's got right now, I think everybody's running second or third or fourth best.
Steele with a new race car this part of the season. Larry Moore is his crew chief. Larry had a lot of success as a driver in ARCA, but we remember him as a great driver in USAC sprint cars and dirt track late models for a long, long time.
Yeah, and is he a character? You ever hear some of the stories he's got to tell?
I want to hear him sometime.
Next time you're at the racetrack, you go up to him and have him tell you some of them. Actually, have his wife tell you some of the stories.
I have a feeling we won't be able to talk about him on the air much, but I would look forward to that. Moore was a hero of mine many years ago. He just won in everything. He won everywhere. He was my kind of race car driver. John Metcalf in the 05 doing a real nice job. Runs third in that Remax Chevrolet that Rick Pirelli has driven earlier this year. Now, if you remember at the beginning, Metcalf was back as deep as 13th.
Right.
They got a really good pit stop, gained a lot of ground on pit road, and he's managed to keep the car up there.
Yeah, you know, he's regularly runs on the Winston West Series, but he's played with the ARCA Series before, come in and run with us, and he's a very good, clean driver to race with.
Willie Green has gotten by Andy Belmont for position in the 97 car. He's moved that car up to 7th now as we work toward the end of the Kentucky ARCA 150 today.
Yeah, that's, now, again, we're looking at people that switch from Ford to Chevys. Willie Green always used to be a Chevrolet guy. Now he's driving a Ford Taurus.
Maybe He's found a little secret here on the big racetrack. A lot of people will tell you that the Tauruses are better on the big speedways, better downforce car, and that's what Frank Kimmel's team.
You know, I hate to say it because I'm a diehard Chevrolet man, and I have been my whole life, but I got to tell you, the Ford teams are starting to really show the way, and as so to speak, as they say, spank the Chevys. I think Chevrolet, with their new 2001, has gotten a little better with their program, but they're still behind on the Ford Taurus right now.
Watching this battle for position a little deeper back. Burroughs now under heavy attack from Willie Green for 6th position. Belmont right behind him in 8th. Darrell Lanigan is 9th, lapping by some slower traffic. Green trying to get up and give Burroughs a battle here in the last several laps.
It's been a really relatively clean race. I mean, it's nice to see everyone being able to get around good.
We'll be right back at Kentucky.
Premiering June 1st. Blockbuster ticket only on DirecTV. The best selection of pay-per-view movies is right at your fingertips. Just tune to the 100s and order with your remote. With so many choices, it's the place where movie lovers go first. Blockbuster ticket only on DirecTV. Let the movies come to you.
Takes you up, and away, putting you behind the stick on the coolest cloud hoppers. Whether it rockets, glides, or hovers, bolt for the blue with Speed Vision. This Wednesday night, catch Sport Aviation at 7 Eastern, 8 Pacific.
Buying or selling a home can mean the weight of the world on your shoulders. A RE/MAX agent can lighten that load. Averaging more than 13 years experience, RE/MAX agents have the knowledge and expertise to free you of paperwork and do everything in their power to make hassles disappear. Our agents work the kind of practical magic that lets you take your life to the next level. When you're ready to buy or sell, call RE/MAX.
The laps are winding down here at Kentucky Speedway. Sparta, Kentucky. Rick Benjamin with Bill Venturini. Don Radabaugh on pit road. This one firmly in control of Frank Kimmel. Meantime, good battling back for 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th, and 9th. There's a battle for position in that group of cars for 8th spot. Belmont in the 1. Darrell Lanigan in the 29. Trying to get around Belmont for 8th. He dives low into the corner. May have him here. Belmont running the high side, able to hold him off.
See, I told you, this is a very deceiving racetrack. You think because you put your move down to the inside, that you're going to be able to get the position, but that outside lane, if your car's got, if you got some good power, it doesn't matter here. It's really kind of neat.
Lanigan will try again to take a peek on the inside of that Taurus. Unable to get by.
And just as you think he's in, well, maybe he will get past him right now.
Drawing ever closer to Andy Belmont's front bumper on the inside through the tri-oval. I think Lanigan may get him this time by for 8th. Up front, Kimmel unchallenged in the lead. Steele all alone in 2nd spot, and now you can see that Belmont was holding Lanigan up. Lanigan just pulls away.
Yeah, definitely. Look at that car, lean coming off the corner. I wonder how soft of a spring he's got in the right front.
Sure would look that way. Here's Philip Kranifus riding 4th in the 8th car, doing a very nice job holding Mike Swaim Jr. off. And Swaim Jr. is a driver of great experience now and no small amount of skill. I'm very impressed with Philip Kranifus' effort here today. Who struggled last year in ASA, didn't complete the season driving for Robert Hamke, but back to local lane models, and he's turning in a good run.
I know he went back and ran some Hooters Pro Cup races last year, and he had a lot of problems running there. He got involved in a few wrecks in that series, but right now he's definitely holding his own.
Broke his wrist in an ASA wreck at I-70 in the middle of last year. There was a violent crash, peeled the bodywork completely off the race car. Scared us all. He has come back to fight another day and fight strongly. Kimmel, meantime, just putting that 46 car into the wind. Nobody anywhere near him.
And that car is getting darker and darker on the side.
taped up nose. You see the inside of the car with a lot more tape on it. Bill explained earlier that can help you make the race car turn better in the corners on a high-speed speedway.
And look at you, see we're running in some clouds and some sunlight.
Yeah.
That affects your, believe it or not, when the sun's shining on the racetrack and you've got one corner that's sunny and one that's not, it definitely changes the characteristic of the race car. And it's hard to imagine that, like right there, I'm sure the car's a little loose there, gets into the shade, and the car seems to tighten up.
Tightens it right back up.
Tightens it back up.
But since this is a comparatively new racetrack, just 2 seasons old, the asphalt here's got to have a lot of grip.
Oh, it's got tremendous grip, and the sun doesn't play a big part when you go to a track like Charlotte, where we're going to be in another week. Man, sunlight and shade is a world of difference.
Steele in second spot, but he is in no position to challenge Kimmel for that position. Steele's only hope now is for Kimmel to have some sort of mechanical problem on that race car. As we've documented, they've lost the power steering, but it hasn't held Kimmel back a bit.
And it looks like Kimmel's racing in Kentucky and everyone else is in Ohio somewhere.
We should point out, I wanted to talk about this earlier, losing the power steering, I would think, on a big track like this, you're not turning the wheel that much. So it's not like you really have to wrestle the race car.
You got to realize, when you go into the corner, you only turn the wheel maybe, what is it, maybe 3 inches, 4 inches. I mean, it's not even an eighth of a turn in the steering wheel, even when it's right. So when you don't have your power steering, so maybe you got to turn the steering wheel a quarter of a turn at the most. And not even that, it's going to be a lot harder to turn. You're right, this, especially a nice smooth racetrack like this, if he was at Salem or somewhere bumpy, he wouldn't ever be able to finish.
No. John Metcalf doing a great job of the Remax Chevrolet to hang on to third, but Philip Cranifus and Mike Swaim. Swaim has gotten by Cranifus for fourth. Laps winding down. Swaim is going to make a run here at Metcalf for third spot.
I don't know what it is with Mike Swaim. It seems like as we get towards the end of the race, somebody must tell him, hey, we've got 15 or 20 laps to go or whatever it is. And he steps on the button and all of a sudden starts to go to the front.
He's pulling Cranifus along. These 2 cars, the best Chevrolets in the field this afternoon. 2 Fords up in front. Metcalf seeing now he's got that white nose of the 22 car in his mirror. He tries to pick up the pace. Swaim will dive low. Cranifus right behind him, hoping one of these guys makes a mistake and opens the door.
Yeah, Swaim is definitely closing up on Metcalf right now.
Metcalf hanging on to third. Swaim is fourth. Cranifus is fifth. Swaim looks high down the back straightaway, and then he'll swing low as they move to turn 3, but the door is closed by Metcalf. Your leader, Kimmel, gets the 2 to go sign from the flag stand here in Kentucky. Couple of laps left. Kimmel just has to hang on for about another minute.
Yeah, and without power steering, I'd say he's hanging on, but like I said, his car's, it's on a rail. I don't even think, you could probably take 1 or 2 tires off and you wouldn't notice it.
Coming to the white flag, Swaim going around the outside of Metcalf. He says, enough's enough. I want third, and he drives right on by. Good move by Mike Swaim Jr. in that Dynatech Chevrolet. And here's Cranifus now. He says, hey, I can do the same thing. Makes the 8 car stick up high. Cranifus will get to 4th spot. White flag waving over Kimmel and over Steele now. Kimmel in the 46 is all alone into turn 2.
And you can definitely tell Kimmel has just said, I'm going to ease into the corners right now. He slowed the pace down tremendously this last lap, but it doesn't seem to matter because, like I said, he's got enough lead right now that there's no way Tim Steele's going to catch him.
Frank Kimmel in the Advanced Auto Parts Ford going for his 3rd consecutive ARCA Remax victory here at Kentucky Speedway, and he will get it. Checkered flag is in the air. Kimmel is your winner. Steele is second. The Kimmel crew, Larry Clement's team on pit road, very, very happy. They are excited, as they should be. Their driver is dominant. Let's check our Suzuki move of the race today at Kentucky Speedway. It was this move by Kimmel to the outside of Metcalf in the 05 to grab the lead earlier after Kimmel had gone to pit road. We'll come back and talk to the winner.
If you're looking for something a little different in a boat, then I've got something for you. It's lightweight, versatile, and inexpensive. And this boat is sure to turn heads when it hits the water.
It's called a Craig Cat, and man, is it fun. Whether you're a fisherman, diver, or a fun-loving boater, you're gonna love this super comfortable and stable all-new approach to boating. To find out more about America's hottest new exhilarating water sport, phone us or visit our website at craigcat.com.
Sport brings you the best of both wheels. Log on to speedvision.com for official rules and enter to win a 2001 Ford Harley-Davidson F-150 Super Crew and a custom-painted Harley-Davidson FXDL Dyna Lowrider. Ford Harley-Davidson F-150 Super Crew, built Ford tough.
Some guys take their car's performance a little more seriously than others. That's why they turn to Valvoline SynPower, synthetic oils, additives, and cleaners.
Tonight, speeds up with the Canadian GT preview. Then road test the 2002 T-Bird. And spin up the dirt with World Rally highlights from Argentina. That's Motorsport Mundial at 8:30 Pacific, Motor Trend Television at 9, and World Rally Championships at 10.
The ARCA RE/MAX series is being brought to you by RE/MAX. In the race to sell homes, our track record is second to none. RE/MAX, outstanding agents, outstanding results. And by Cornwell Quality Tools. Professional mechanics worldwide choose Cornwell, the official tools of ARCA. And by Suzuki ATVs, makers of the Quadmaster 500 4x4. It has the performance to keep you rolling. Great day at Kentucky for winner Frank Kimmel, the series point leader, the defending champion. He's won his third consecutive race here in 2001. Kimmel just thrilled with another shot at victory lane. Don Radabaugh is with him.
Frank Kimmel, congratulations again. I think you've got these guys scratching their heads. Tell me, why do they buy power steering pumps? Doesn't seem like to me you need them.
We'll have one on there next week. I'll tell you what, I'm shot, but just my hat's off this crew. They got me out first, and such a good race car. I was able to ride most of the day, but my arms are pretty shot today, Don. It's what a great race car. Advanced Auto Parts Pork, they support us so well, and it's great to bring home this win.
Without the power steering pump here today, had you gotten into a situation with a lot of traffic and racing, could that have been a factor?
Oh, definitely. We didn't want to yellow there at the end. Had a good lead, and we kind of cruising, and thank goodness all the lap cars watched for us and gave us a lot of room. But, yeah, I didn't want to have to race Tim at the end. I didn't have much left.
You guys seem to have it all figured out. Congratulations. Another awesome effort. This is win number 26 for you on the tour. Congratulations.
Thanks, Don. Really, my hat's off to the whole crew, but they did a great job. Thank you.
So Kimmel adds to his point lead today, and he goes to the applause of his crew. Let's show you the final results. Kimmel, the winner, Steele, Swaim Jr., and Cranifus, the first four. Then the two local drivers, Green and Lanigan, Burroughs, Belmont. Metcalf fades all the way to 9th. Second group of 10, Donnie Morlock with a good run in 11th spot. Montgomery, Billy Venturini comes home 13th ahead of Rich Woodland and Joe Cooksey. Todd Boucher rounds out the first 20 today. Next group of 10, Larry Hollenbeck, Tim Burrell, Jeff Caudle. Norm Benning comes home 26th, A.J. Hendrickson, Harold Basham, Jason Jarrett after that hard wreck, and Jeff Falk. 31st through 40th, Charlie Schaefer. Ed Berrier ran up front earlier, had problems again with the 19 car. Dick Tracy comes home 38th, and Brad Smith is 40th.
Tim, a great run today. Maybe not as great as you would have liked it. What are you going to do about that 46 car? He's awful tough.
I've had years like that, you know. He's just having one of those years, and, you know, maybe we'll be able to do something to break his streak, but, you know, it's when you're on like that, you're on, and like I said, I've been there before, and I know he feels pretty good right now, and we're starting to get caught back up from being away from here for a couple years, but we'll get it there. We'll get the HSI Softtech Ford in victory lane quite a few more times before this year's over.
Steele's smiling, but you know he's frustrated now, trailing by 175 points. Belmont, Jarrett, and Cox, the rest of the first 5. Billy Venturini 7th in points.
Well, Mike, you started 3rd and you finished 3rd. All in all, a good day. Tell me about your first effort here at Kentucky.
Well, the car was really tight on the beginning before we got going, and the longer we would run, the freer our car would get. And the Dynatech Chevy, you know, we started 3rd, finished 3rd, and got a car in one piece, ready to go to Charlotte. And tell you what, we had a great pit stop today, gained some spots, and guys really working hard. So I've got to thank McCraw right here, and Steve Palak and his family are all here. And
that's an important component to the formula.
Oh yeah, it was good. You know, it's good when they can be here to see the fruits of their labor and what they enable us to do. It really makes it a lot of fun to, you know, celebrate it with them.
All right, man, great job.
Thanks.
Good run for Mike Swaim Jr. Catch up on all your ARCA RE/MAX Series information at our website, arcaracing.com. All the information you need about the ARCA RE/MAX Series. Racing Communications for us.